Hello and welcome to Dateline here on Housing TV Africa, your one-stop station for news and updates in the housing sector. My name is Dorcas Chia, and this is the program that deals with current affairs and issues pertaining our society. Today on the program, we are going to be looking at the 16 days of activism with our main focus on the theme, which is Unite to End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls in Society. Every year on the 25th of November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, to the 10th of December, which stands as Human Rights Day, the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence call for global solidarity to end violence against women and girls everywhere in the world. Each year comes with different themes aimed at tackling this issue, and this year is no different as it comes with a different kind of theme, which is going to be looking at the digital aspect. I've always known physical abuse, emotional abuse, but looking at digital violence is a new one. And just if you're like me, wanting to know more about this particular menace and what digital violence is all about, you just stay tuned and stay tight as we go on a quick break. And when we return, our guest will be joining us as we kickstart the program. Stay tuned. This is still Dateline on Housing TV Africa. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Dateline here on Housing TV Africa, and today, as an auspicious day, we are going to be talking about the 16 days of activism, and our focus would be on the theme for this year, just like I told you before we went on that break. And right now, joining us on the program via Zoom is our guest all the way from Benue State. She is the Executive Director, Mimido Initiative for Empowerment and Development, and she also retired from the Benue Civil Service as the Director of Women Affairs. It's good to have you here on the program with us, Mrs. Doshima Age. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's just get straight into the discussion for this particular program. So just like I said, we are talking about 16 days of activism, and every year in the month of November till December, the movement is being done. We come out every year to come and advocate against gender-based violence because of what it's doing to the society, and every year comes with a different theme. So for this particular year, the theme is different, and it's unite to stop digital violence against women and girls. So we'd just like to know, first and foremost, what digital violence is all about, and what exactly may be driving the force this year for us to focus on digital violence or digital abuse.
Okay, thank you very much. As we know, in society evolves, things keep changing, and social problems keep having new dimensions. And so the proponents of the Unite campaign felt that each time as they see events evolve in society, they bring a theme so that government, civil society, individuals can take actions to end that kind of violence against women and girls. Because women and girls are hard hit when it comes to violence. And so the theme for this year is to end, unite to end digital violence against all women and girls. And it's because of the trend in which we are in. You know that we are living in a highly digital environment now. Many people are exposed to the internet, and the internet has come with so many aspects of violence against women and girls. And each day you go to the internet, you see that playing out. Even informal things, private things concerning women, when they fall apart with men, their conversations, their pictures, nude pictures are brought online. Sometimes some people use their pictures to make a caricature of the women, and sometimes some men will use nude pictures to intimidate women. I remember a friend of mine, I had to delete that account that was always harassing her. A guy came on her messenger and kept showing her his private part, that each time he sees her, he wants to have sex with her, and kept showing her his private part. And I had to delete that for her, delete the guy's account for her. And so those kind of things come on. Recently, a gay came online to make even a political statement concerning the political events that were upholding, that were trending last week. And so many people came online to say, "You are a small girl, go and face your education, face your work, politics is not for you," and those kind of things. So we see the aspects of traditional norms that tend to subject women to violence playing out on the internet. And that is why the Unite campaign this year is on uniting to end digital violence against all women and girls in the world.
All right, so now let's move over to the effects of this particular act that is being perpetrated right now. How does it affect the mental health and even the safety of girls? Because this happens on the digital space. We know of physical violence, we know of emotional violence, emotional abuse and all that, which can be in the physical form, but this is on the digital space. And one may be asking, how does it affect? It's just on the internet. Everybody has the right to say what they want to say. So how does it affect the individual who is considered a victim here?
It affects the individual. It kills an individual's confidence. It may lead some individuals to become depressed. Some lead some women to become depressed. It may make them to withdraw from society. They lose their confidence in themselves, in the society, and in the men themselves. So the effects are many. When an individual experiences violence, such as this kind of violence, imagine if you have a bad phone conversation with somebody. It keeps ringing in your head. You keep playing it over and over in your mind. If you experience a bad conversation on the phone with somebody. So imagine where somebody has displayed your pictures, your negative pictures online. People are calling you to ask you why you did that. You start getting a backlash from family, friends, and people that know you. Be in another situation that put them into a violent situation, and that would completely cripple them. Say a woman, if she joins maybe a vehicle or encounters any violence coming to her from any person, she becomes crippled completely. Then women experience childbirth and all these kind of situations that are peculiar to them as women. So if a woman has experienced violence, the moment she has an encounter with a situation that would also make her to become frightened, it cripples her and may even lead to her death. It may lead some women to commit suicide. It may lead some women to label the society as negative and then stop participating in society. It kills their joy. It kills women's joy. You see, women may go about life for many years without participating in society. They're just like the walking dead. That it has killed them. They're just walking about, but they have no contribution to society because they have become afraid. And apart from the individual woman having fear, losing confidence, she may die, she may attempt suicide, she may have depression, she may experience so many bodily illnesses, she may have hypertension, it may even trigger cancer situation in her. Apart from that, the society is losing. The society loses by not gaining from many women, because the women are afraid to give their contributions to society through education, through work, because they feel that whatever they say will not matter to anybody. So the society loses. We lose many good women who would have contributed to making the society better. It also affects parenting, because women bring up children, and most times children are left with women. So if a woman has experienced violence, she lacks confidence, she becomes controlled by even little children. Children will control her, and she will not be able to bring up children that are are socially acceptable or morally upright to function in society. She may bring up individuals are also fearful, as she is, individuals that will be unable to take decisions in their concerning their lives, concerning their jobs, concerning their own children per se. So it's a pattern that when she becomes afraid, she doesn't have the confidence to mentor other people who are under her. And so if the society starts having a roller coaster effect of her mental state, the children she raises or the people that come into her life will not be getting the kind of benefit that she should benefit. I give you an example. Sometimes when women experience this kind of violence, they escape by being to themselves. Even when you ask for their decisions, they will tell you, no, it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel is good, you should do it. You are the leader, the man is the leader. Whatever you feel is good for you, you should do it. Sometimes they become dependent on their children for decision. Anything that happens, they are there wanting approval from their children, and they want the children who may not know better than them to take decisions for them. So you have a society of people, or has created a society of people who lack confidence, who cannot take decisions.
So Ma, on this particular issue right now, one would want to blame the tech companies or even owners of these social media platforms for allowing such to go on. But the social media is here for our benefit. Digital age has come and it's benefiting us. So would you be of the same opinion that, okay, the tech companies and even owners of these particular platforms are supposed to be held accountable when it comes to the issue of digital violence or abuse?
Well, tech companies would be held responsible in situations that pertain to pictures of nudity, and then issues that affect children, because young girls are also being victims of cyberbullying and sex tourism. The people are extorting them for sex through the social media. So cyber companies will be held responsible in those instances where they allow minors to be lured into adult relationships on their own spaces, and then displaying nude pictures. So there are some platforms that if the pictures can be displayed, but they block them unless one wants to see them. So tech companies should be held responsible for that kind. If they know the pictures are not good for one person, it means they are not good for any other person. For the fact that they have even thought that these pictures are not good, then they should eliminate them. Then individuals should be held responsible for what they put online. It shouldn't just be, just come there and then you vent your anger, you make somebody look bad, and then you walk away. Individuals in particular should be held responsible for what they put out there on the social space. So that's one way that will help to curtail this kind of violence against women and girls.
But users of social media, can you say they, in one way or the other, contribute to the same violence that happens to them, maybe due to the kind of content that is on their page, on their social media page, the kind of content they put out on their social media? Do you think it triggers digital violence against them?
Well, in some cases, because one thing we see in the society now is that for any society, there's a level of decency that is accepted. A level of decency that is accepted. And when somebody deliberately comes out to expose him or herself on the social media, you're calling for something. In as much as we're saying that some of violence against women is not good, but this is a different aspect. It's an aspect where some people are involved in nudity and they don't care what happens. That's their market. You understand? So if they're selling their market and there are negative buyers, that is for them to bear it. But basically, the violence against women on social media is talking about the kind of harassment where a woman has posted something about politics and then people are coming out to give it out to her because she's a woman. And then things like, is it toxin, where images of a woman are posted in order to create malicious intent against her, or other things such as when somebody relationship goes sour, then the person releases negative picture and brings them to the media space to create to make the woman look bad. Then those are things that are negative against the woman, the violence against women that the theme is talking about. Maliciously harassing women, stalking women. I tell you, there are husbands or boyfriends that are not in town, but they stalk their women and girls. They have other people stalking them. Yes, to get information on everything that they're doing. They're stalking them. They're sending people, they're monitoring their phone conversations. They have people in the house to tell them if she was on the phone, who was she talking to, and so on. Those kind of things. Those are the kind of harassment that the team is talking about. Because there's a difference between somebody who is in the nude business, coming out to display her business, and somebody who was in a relationship and shared private things with somebody, then the person exposing them online so that people will hurt her. You understand? So that difference has to be made. But in all, even those who are in the nude business should know that the society expects certain level of decency. So by the time you come to the social media space and then you start displaying those kind of things, you should know that it may be used against you and you may not like it. Because what they will tell you in private, that this thing, you look beautiful, is fine, let's get other people there to like you. Or some people say, I'm going out so that they will like me and I will monetize, Facebook monetization and all those kind of things. Yes. With the number of likes that I have. You may come out and the likes may not be there. You understand?
Yes.
That's another trend that we need to watch out for, because if you are in the movie industry or you are in the modeling business and you feel that this thing you are doing for a product or you are doing it for yourself to gain followers, it may backlash because of the kind of society we live in. And if it backlashes against somebody, it will not be good, because even you who felt good taking those pictures may not feel good when there's a backlash against you.
Thank you. Yes, I want us to digress a little right now. Just like I said at the beginning, we always come to advocate against gender-based violence and every year, and against women and girls. But I would love to ask to, talk more on the concept of gender, because to my knowledge, men are also victims of gender-based violence, and most times we see that the center stage, and women take the center stage, ladies take the center stage. How about the men? What are the things that are being done to, because they are also, let me say, silent victims of gender-based violence. What are the things that are being done to, fight this particular menace against them?
Yeah, it's the women, because if you look at gender is a social construct that defines the roles that a society assigns to men and women in a society over time. So it's a social construct. People now start and say washing dishes is a woman's job, going to the market is a woman's job, providing money for the home is a man's job, going out to work is a man's job. So it's the society that coined these activities, these roles for men and women. So for a long time, society looked at the participation of women and men in society as men will do this, women will do this. So gender advocates came up to say that no, everybody is created with different kinds of skills. There are men that are very good cooks. There are men that are very good in taking care of babies. So if you say that women should be doing this thing, men should be doing this, you are limiting people. Let people do what they want. The only differences between males and females is in the sexual reproductive aspect. But over time, society has continued to play that, and men loved it, to say that they are in charge, women should be under them. And so this degraded women to a very high extent, to such an extent that women became so vulnerable that even to take care of themselves, it meant they had to take permission from husbands, mothers, or families before they even go to hospital or do certain things. Education was denied women. Going to hospital was denied women. Even in the university, so for a very long time, even now, many courses women are not many women are admitted to read. So that's what society did. But then gender advocates are saying that people should not be limited. We have men that love to cook. If you go to the big 5-star hotels, it's the men that are the cooks there. And the funny aspect of it is that all the women roles that have money, men are the ones doing them. If you look at the chefs in the 5-star hotels, it's the men that are doing it. When you come to farming, the cash crops that bring in money, it's the men that farm them. When women start farming rice and they're making money, men will now take over and say, no, you go and farm sweet potatoes. So that's what the society did. But then we have now seen that this thing is affecting both men and women. And so that's why we now say train men and women in the same way. A few days I was visiting a family, and in the compound there was a young mother with her young children, a boy and a girl, and she was telling the girl, come to the kitchen and stay with mommy in the kitchen. Did your teacher tell you that you should be with mommy in the kitchen when she's cooking? I said the boys too can cook because they have hands to cook. So take the boy and the girl to the kitchen to learn how to cook.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for elaborating. Sorry to cut you short, ma, but let's come to the main question. When we are talking about the issue of violence, most times we think of just the women alone. But you agree with me that we have cases of men who are being abused. But just because we are not hearing a lot of that, but we've heard some. So what can be done? Because I believe that the movement against gender-based violence is not just for the women alone, but the men inclusive. So how can we champion that of the men and, make the society a better place?
It's to encourage the men to also come out. Many men receive abuse, but they don't talk about it. So women talk about abuse, but men don't talk about abuse. So it's for them to come out and talk about it, and also to train women. so that they will not abuse men that they come in contact with. You understand? So it's training and awareness creation. Most time we tell men, come out. If you are experiencing any abuse in your house, come out and talk about it. There are agencies that can help you, because they take it. It's also a society kind of thing that you don't complain as a man. It's not good for a man to say that he's getting a backlash from his wife. So it's for the men to come out, and they suffer a lot, because if you look at the statistics of people who have high blood pressure, the men are high. If you look at the statistics of those who drop and die, the men are high on that list. And so it's for them to seek help. Many men refuse to seek help, and many don't know that they should seek help. They take it that it is normal. Many men don't go home early because they have a nagging wife, and so it's to talk about it and to seek proper help, so that their relationship will be built. And also to train, let's have professionals that can train couples on what marriage is, because most time people get into marriage and then they start bringing their own ideas on what marriage is, and that will not work for them. It rather creates problems, because we are diverting. A lot of things that we are seeing these days is that there's a lot of problems in marriages, because some people, especially some women, feel if the man's parents or so are not there, it would be better for them. But marriage, the concept of marriage globally, it involves the husband, the wife, and their children, and then on the other hand you have the extended family. So they need to make a arrangement for room in their hearts to be accommodating, so that the differences can be solved, and individuals to be willing to understand that people are different from them, and to rather build on the different the things that they do together, that they share together, rather than building on their own differences and continuous nagging and so on. That is what destroys marriage, and also creates violence against men in relationships.
All right. And lastly, right now, before I let you go, back to the theme for this event, I want us to talk on ways we can be able to curb digital violence in the society, the things we need to do, what we can do as a society, what tech companies can do on their own, and even individuals, how they can hold themselves accountable when it comes to using the digital space.
Individuals should, let me start on the individual level. Individuals should know that, should be mindful. What you don't want to be in private, in public sphere, don't share that with anybody. People should be determined that in this relationship, I'm not going to take nudes, because you don't know what will happen. So they should be careful with that. They should be careful with their conversations. Then, coming to the society or the communities should also sanction people and continuously educate people on what they need to do out there, on what they want to see in the social media space. The social media space has come to us, but I don't think we have embraced it in such a way that we are using it to define it as we Nigerians, as this is our space. We are still, attaching ourselves to either UK or America, Facebook, and all those things. Nigeria also needs to have a control over her social media space, so that certain things that are not allowed in our own community, we sanction them immediately. In other claims, when somebody posts something that is not allowed, it will be deleted and you may be arrested. You may be arrested for what you have posted. So we need to take control of the social media space to our own use and to our own benefit and to our own ethics and morals. And then the tech companies also need to work with our Nigerian regulatory agencies, so that what Nigeria wants is what is put out there in the social media space, not just to be followers of that space without having real control over it, because the country needs real control over it, not just for those people to sit elsewhere control it, while we here in Nigeria are just spectators. And then the regulatory agencies in Nigeria need to also be up and doing, because it's a surveillance job. They need to be surveilling the internet at all times to see what is against the ethics and so on, so that perpetrators are also brought to book.
Thank you very much. It was nice having you on this particular program, and we are very grateful you were able to shed light on this particular topic. I'm really grateful you came on the program. Thank you so much, Mrs. Doshima Age. And that was Mrs. Doshima Age, the Executive Director of Mimido Initiative Empowerment and Development. She has been here to shed light on the digital abuse, what it's all about, and how we can work to curb this particular menace. So, and it's all a collective duty and responsibility as individuals to carry out this work together. So let us join hands to stop this particular violence against girls, against women, and also against men. So till I come your way next time with another interesting topic, I remain Dorcas Chia. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, and to get more updates here on this particular program and even news in the housing sector, you can follow us on our social media platforms, and download the Housing TV mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Improvement in power generation and supply. Practical discussion required in partnership with
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Good morning, esteemed viewers. Hope you had a peaceful night rest. Many thanks for joining us again on Good Morning Africa on your favorite station, Housing TV Africa, in the nation's capital, Abuja. This is a show where we discuss current issues in the country and beyond Nigeria. I am Confidence Ruben. I'm not here alone. My co-host is here with me.
Hi, good morning, Confidence. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to have you again on the program. It's always a nice time, being with you on the program. Every day is a beautiful
Same
day.
here.
And I love the brown dress with the black. It's looking so nice.
Thank
this
you.
day.
And you're not looking bad either.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, how was your night?
Well, my night was good. I slept well. It's a new day with a new drive. I would just say that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
we ought
true.
to start the week in a positive mood. All right, viewers, let's quickly take our charge for the week, which is the I Can Make It segment. And when we come back, our guest will be joining us to discuss a very vital topic that has to do with branding. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
A very warm, sunshiny, promising, excellent, delicious, confident good morning to all our viewers out there. I trust you all slept well, and I'm here again to talk to you about something that's very, very precious. And I want to talk about value. V-A-L-U-E, value. Now, just walk along with me for a second, right? Let's say a bottle of water costs 200 naira in the market. And you go to a hotel and the cost is 500 naira. And probably go to the airport and it's probably 700 naira. Now, you would wonder, it's the same content, it's the same size, but why the difference in price? You know what? It is the value that has been placed on that environment over time that has given it that stamp of approval to place such amount of value on its products or content, as it were. Now, let's bring that closer to home, okay? You, as a human being, full of versatility, full of ideas, full of so much beauty and worth. Just imagine how much value you place on yourself. And guess what? There's no price tag to that. It is priceless. So if you place a certain amount of value on yourself within your given geographical location, within your environment, within your immediate space, that is how much people around you will value you. So, whatever you put in is what you're going to give out. After all, there's a computer terminology, garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. And if you spend your time putting in what matters, when you meet other people, you're networking or chit-chatting with friends or family or strangers, it won't take long before they know where to place you, okay? Because the average human being knows what